tough day to talk about the Rams, but we've got to do it. I'm CineSport's Noah Coslov. It's Gordo Zone with Jeff Gordon, STLtoday.com, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. With the special vote coming with the NFL owners in Houston Tuesday and Wednesday, Gordo, what's next for the Rams?
Yeah, this is a question that Dave Peacock and everybody else involved in the stadium push, that's a question of the day. It's decision time is upon us. A lot of indicators suggesting that Stan Kroenke is going to get his way and get to move to Los Angeles. So what does St. Louis do? How hard do you keep pushing? If there's no immediate plan B that comes out of the meeting, if no such thing happens, and that may well be the case, what do you do? How long do you fight? Do you keep the stadium proposal alive? Do you keep the machinery in place? You've done a lot of work. You've spent a lot of money. How do you proceed if you don't get what you wanted out of this meeting?
And I probably shouldn't have said what's next for the Rams. Should have said what's next for St. Louis football. So St. Louis loses the Rams, then what do? Pursue the Raiders? What is the appetite for football in town, the financial appetite for it as well, what taxpayers, all those details, how does that play out?
Yeah, those are the questions of the day, and those are great points. Look, people were barely on board, if that, with this proposal. I mean, Dave Peacock had to cobble this together. Mm-hmm. A lot of the legislators in the state of Missouri objecting to the end around that these people did to get to this point. Of course, the city politicians were barely on board in many cases. So now that you've put this together, which was insufficient, and you barely got that together, how do you put together something even more attractive, which I believe you would have to have if this thing goes to free agency? You know how it is in free agency. If you're a city and there's a free agent team, it's just like free agency in baseball or any other sport. The price goes up and the bidding gets more intense. Are you willing to stay in that hunt? Well, I tell you what, you don't see a lot of signs of that. There was barely appetite to keep the Rams. I can hardly imagine a quest for the Raiders going very far at all.
Professional interests aside, Gordo, would you be in favor of pursuing an NFL team?
Well, it's tough. You know, this market, there's some truth to what Stan Kroenke argued in his relocation paper. You could argue that this is not a city that can support strongly three franchises. That's a huge question going forward. Maybe the answer down the road, you go get an MLS team. This is a soccer town, get a smaller stadium, put that perhaps downtown and rally around a different sport. But yeah, it's hard to make the case to go hard for a team in the market given what's happened in the local economy.
That's Gordo Zone with Jeff Gordon, STLtoday.com, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Hang in there, Gordo.